What's up, guys? Jason, New Age Revolution down here in the cave. For another video of, hey, let's take a closer look at. Now, you guys know we're not going to take a closer look at you. Come here. Come here. Oh, here we are again. Meet the new puppy. Yeah. You have taken to me. Everybody's upset in the house because this has become my dog. But unfortunately, you haven't quite figured out that we don't want you to pee or poop in the house. She's 7 months old and apparently fairly trained to go outside, but won't go out without me. Just kind of sits there and looks at the door. Then if I go out with her, she thinks it's playtime. I don't know. Anyway, the feedback on the Unsung Hero toys. We did a closer look at some of the lesser popular items of the collection, and that got a lot of views and a lot of reviews. People enjoyed that concept, so we're gonna just keep it going because you guys have seen pretty much everything in the room except the Ghostbusters collection, which we'll do. They're all just sitting so nicely on a shelf, though, and I don't want to take them all down. She's chewing on my Atari handle. No, we can't do that. Hi, we can't do that. You were chewing on the Atari. No. You've seen a lot of the collection. You've seen most of the collection. So I figure, let's crack open the sump pump room and start bringing out a few items to look at. Certainly Unsung Heroes, because they're not even getting displayed. They're put in the sump pump room, so they don't get the love that they deserve. But they need to be looked at and they need to be appreciated. So let's keep that going. For a while, we'll have a closer look at sump pump room toys. All right. So the first thing is going to be a concept, basically. It's a concept item because I have a million of them. I have probably 30 sets of these, all different kinds, all different licenses, all different characters. But the concept was huge. In the 80s, and it was always like a go-to present, right? Like if your aunt didn't know what to get you for Easter, she'd get you a set of these. If you had, I don't know how much these were back in the day, but if you had $6 at the toy store and you didn't know what to get, you'd grab one of these and you'd be happy with it. And I don't know why you'd be happy with it, because these kind of suck, for play. I don't love them. Maybe as kids we were just cool. We were just awesome. And of course that's the truth. I mean, that's the whole foundation of this channel. We could just make something out of nothing and have fun. Oh, now you're chewing the base of the tripod. That's interesting. So if the camera's moving, it's because she's licking the base of the tripod. Oh, that sounded dirty. All right, anyways, here's the concept. Color forms. Yes, indeed, color forms. I've got, like I said, 25. Stop it. She's eating the tripod. I've got 25, 26 of these boxes in the old sump pump room. This is the first one I pulled out. This was on top. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now, what are color forms, you ask? Well, color forms are, let's take a look at this there, Missy. Color forms are these things, right? You get a canvas, like so, right? You get this cardboard laminated plastic thingy. And then you get these little vinyl sticky things, right? Let's get a popular one. Oh, she's over by the G.I. Joe shelf. Don't eat the G.I. Joe. Oh, you got a pen. How nice. Here's a turtle, right? And then you're supposed to stick the turtle somewhere on the board and just set it up as a scene, right? You can put them here, right? And when they work, they stick. They don't work right now. But that's the idea, right? And you got a ton of them. Right? I don't even know if this is how many it came with, but you got a ton of characters. You know, you got Shredder, and then you had like random stuff like the piece of pizza, right? And like sometimes you had words like zap or boom. Here's a manhole cover, right? And then I guess like you just put the manhole cover on the ground there. You can't even really see it because they don't stick anymore. But you get the idea, right? Like there's the manhole cover, right? You just stick it there. Okay. And that's it. Splinter. Splinter was stuck to the board. He's working pretty well. But that's all you did with color forms. You just set these vinyl thingies up on this base, which is always a scene, right? A scene from, I don't know, Turtle Life. So this one happens to be above the sewer and below the sewer. That's pretty cool. I didn't realize that until I just took a close look at it. So, you could just set the guys up here and then set them down here. And then what? Right? Nothing. You're done with color forms because you did everything. You set them up and then you took them down and then you were done with color forms. But there was a million of them. Everything had color forms. And I think for the girls, the color forms were more like dressing up a doll. Like you'd get the cardboard laminated doll, and it would come with all the vinyl clothing, and then you could change the outfits on the doll, which honestly seems more fun. That seems more fun to me. But color forms. And like I said, I got a million of them. And I had a million of them as a kid. And I don't know what the big deal about them is. There was a point in time when color forms were a go-to Christmas present, lunchboxes were a go-to Christmas present, and TV trays were a go-to. And I had to stop that. It's like, we got to stop. So I'll never get another set of color forms ever again. Ever. All right. Next thing up is one of the first, can you tell what it is? This was one of the first first Christmas presents I ever remember getting and remember having. And again, like Crayola Caddy, we talked about Crayola Caddy last episode. Crayola Caddy was something that you would get multiple times in your life. She's like right by the camera. Okay, stepping over the Nintendo cords. It would be helpful if you could see her, because now I've just come across as a lunatic talking to things that aren't here. But this was one of the first. This was one of the first games that I got. Remember, and like as I was saying, Crayola Caddy was a multiple. You got that multiple times in your life. This game I remember having multiple times in my life because we'd lose it or it'd break or whatever. And this is actually really fun. And I think I set this up. I put batteries in this, and it worked perfectly fine. In fact, I wonder if the batteries are still in it. I'll tell you what I'm talking about in a minute. I think I took the batteries out. I did. I took the batteries out. But I put batteries in this, and it worked, and we had fun playing with it. I am talking about one of the, one of the cooler boxes that you'll ever find. Mr. Mouth, as all the chips fall to the bottom of the box. Mr. Mouth, look at that box. Let's let them all fall so they won't interrupt us. There we go. Look at that box. Look at that massive box. And you know that, and that's iconic too. You've seen that a million times. You know that when, Kitty City or Toys R Us would get these in, they'd get 40 of them. And they would just stack these floor to ceiling in their little board game aisle. Mr. Mouth. Real simple. Real simple. You put batteries in this guy, and the mouth opens and closes as it spins around, right? It spins around slowly, mouth opens and closes. Mouth opens. And then you have to put your little chips on these little hand thingies, and then you fling, you flick down the hand, and the chip goes flying, and you got to get it into Mr. Mouth's mouth. This is the 70s. This was from the, I'm pretty sure this was like originally the 70s. I know this one, this particular set that I have is from the 70s, but I think they, oh, you almost kicked over my beer. I think they made this all throughout the 80s, at least early 80s. And then I think in the 90s, 2000s even, maybe even late, like in the last 15 years, they made a frog version of it. And I don't know if it was called Mr. Mouth or Mr. Frog or whatever. Same thing. The frog's head spun around, the mouth opened, and you would flick things into its mouth. Oops, sorry. What are you doing? You're not going to eat Pee Wee Herman. But Mr. Mouth was fun, and it still is fun. Hi, how you doing? I have to learn how to pee and poop outside, even though I'm 7 months old, and I should have gotten that already. That's what happens when you adopt dogs. You don't know where they're coming from. You don't know what the deal is. You don't know what the abuse history is. But, you know, and you don't know why they can't pee and poop outside. Finally, Unsung Hero. I got this thing for Christmas, 86, I'd say. And I have vivid memories of it. That Christmas, there wasn't a lot of snow on the ground, and I took it outside and I tried it out in our parking lot on Christmas morning of the apartment complex. And when it's in, like, this is kind of flattened and deflated, I guess we could try to pump it up and get the kids to play on it, see if it worked. I will destroy it if I try to do it. I think it's got about a 150-pound weight limit. But this was a cool concept. The pogo ball. Pogo ball is what you call it. You can see that it's depressed there on the bottom, but I'm sure I can inflate it and get it back to its original form and see if Liam or Finley can do a little pogo ball action. I remember the commercials were amazing. As with everything, you know, the people in the commercial are so talented, and they can do, you know, flips and all kinds of like skateboard stuff with it, and you know, and then I get on it and like I snap my ankle in 3 spots, you know, when I first try it or whatever. You basically grip it like with your feet here, and you jump up and down, and oh, he's gonna, hey, come here. She was just munching on Ricky Steamboat Bendy. What are you doing? You're not going to be allowed down here. You put your feet on it, and you bounce. And you bounce, right? And if you're really good, you can do like kind of a kick flip thing, like that. I don't know, pogo ball. Pogo ball is a great item. This was on a, believe it or not, this was on my Grail list. Like 10, 15 years ago, I had to have a pogo ball to not complete the collection, but it like, you know, no 80s toy collection was going to be complete without a pogo ball. There was also another item, a popple. And you can just see it over my shoulder, over there, right there. A popple was on the list. Pogo ball and popple, had to have them. Pound puppy I had to have. Those are big name items. So I got this. Cool. Yep, so that's it. All right, pogo ball. Of the 3 of these, Color Forms and Mr. Mouth live in the sump pump room. The pogo ball actually lives on the floor here, out in the main room, the main display area. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll do like 3 at a time. We will do the Ghostbusters, but you know, I don't know. They're, like I was saying, they're set up all so nicely, and I don't want to take them down and show you every one, but I feel like I have to. But there's other stuff. There's other stuff to see in the Unsung Heroes collection. Now, before I go, big news. This Friday, I believe it's April, what is it? Today's what, the 2nd or 3rd? I don't know. It's this Friday. I'm filming an interview with Magnum TA, the former NWA superstar. Rumor has it next in line to dethrone Ric Flair in '85. Hey, come here. And then his career was ended after a horrible car accident that left him, you know, well, he has no use of his left or right arm anymore, and I think that there was some question about whether or not he'd walk again after the accident. Magnum TA will be on the show this Friday, And then the following Friday, I will be speaking with Greg Gagne of the AWA. Yep, that's right. And we're going to be doing that over Zoom, so you will be able to see them. You'll be able to see them, and then you'll be able to see me not being able to complete a sentence because I'm starstruck. Greg Gagne and Magnum TA are the new 80s revolution. That's huge. Huge. All right, enjoy the Unsung Heroes. I'm going to take the doggy upstairs. Are you ready to go upstairs? I'm just kidding. I don't really have a dog. I'm crazy. Good night now.